This meeting of the City of Eureka Springs City Council come to order. The clerk will call roll, please.
D. Purkeypile.
Here.
Trace Zeller.
Here.
Terry McClung.
Here.
David Mitchell.
Here.
Mickey Schneider.
Here.
James DeVito, absent with notice.
All right, everybody please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All righty. That brings us to approval of the agenda. Motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
Second.
Second.
I have one real quick. We have our Arkansas Highway Department resolution that they're going to need for our state aid paving projects, and they recommended that we get this to you as soon as we can. The project probably won't start till late July, maybe 1st of autumn, but they need to get this done and out of the way. So if we can put this on the agenda for next time, give you time to read it, and I'll make you copies of it, and then we'll go from there.
Where are they going to pave?
Passion Play Road, all in the city limits, and Pivot Rock Road, all in the city limits.
Oh,
and if
okay.
there's enough left over, probably a partial on the hillside starting from the bottom up.
Okay, they're not going to widen anything.
No, no. This is just a repave.
Oh, okay.
They don't do widening on state aid projects. Okay? All right.
Does that have Glen Street on it?
This is what I have Glen Street on.
The list of repaving, because I talked with
No.
Dwayne the other day. You might want to check with him before you get a final, because that was where they had to tear it out to redo the sewer lines, and I think he's going to include that.
The state, actually the state only has Pivot Rock and Passion Play.
This is the state.
Okay.
This is state aid money.
Yeah, well, he was saying something about that in regards to this other stuff. I don't know.
Okay. We'll get that on the next one then. Anybody else? Mr. Mitchell, go ahead.
I'll let Ms. Schneider go. I know what she wants to do.
Okay, go
No,
ahead.
you don't.
Yeah,
No, you don't.
Somebody go.
I would like to add a very quick discussion of protocol, please.
Protocol?
Under new business?
I don't care. Yeah, I guess.
That'll be new business number 1.
Only new business, yeah.
Mr. Mitchell?
we already have.
She needs a second.
Second.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
We already have the number 2 postponed, number 3 postponed, number 4 postponed, number 6 postponed, and then since we already have communication from Diane on number 5 and number 7 as to workshop dates, I would assume that we don't need to discuss any of those tonight.
I have 2 through 7 postponed
Sounds right.
until further notice.
That's it.
Okay.
It's a block. Yeah.
So that leaves us 1 and 8 to discuss, and new number 1 under new business. Unless anybody else got anything to add.
So there is a date for
6:30
this
new
one?
time.
Okay, I say 6:15. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We'll have public comment. Yes, sir. We will have public comment. Yes, sir.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Yeah. Okay. If that's all in the approved agenda, motion to accept as amended.
So moved.
Second. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Like some, okay, nobody? That moves us on to approve the minutes for April the 14th, 2014. Motion to discuss.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any changes? Okay. All right. Yeah, well, we do that later. Yeah. Okay, we're moving right along. Commission, committee reports, authority reports, expired terms. As far as I know, we don't have any reports pending from any of these, but I would like to go through just real quick some expirations so we put out the public for the folks that are watching these. Position number 2 under planning has expired. Position number 5, Melissa Greene, has expired. She needs to get in and redo. CAPC position number 2 is vacant. Hospital Commission, Anna Ahlman has expired. She needs to come back in and redo. Parks, I don't have any vacancies on that one. HDC position number 6, Richard Grinnell, has expired, and Susie Allen has expired. They need to come in. Cemetery position number 2 is vacant. position number 4, Mr. Romanski, who was just here last time, about, 3 meetings ago. We put him on there, and apparently it was just a short term, but he needs to come back in to do that one too. Wait a minute. Diane, do you remember if on Mr. Romanski, since he was a new addition, did we just put him in for the short? Okay, all right, so he needs to come back in. Okay. And position number 5, Ms. Pownall, needs to come in and redo that.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir?
I was thinking that the CAPC had a complete contingency, but I'm not.
Next month, 3 will go out.
Next month they will.
Okay. Yeah, the only one I had was position number 2 is vacancy. It expires 6/30/14. Expires 6/30/14.
Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, as I understand it, the only position, the only commission that any city council person can apply for is just planning?
Mr. Weaver.
I believe that may be correct at this point, yes.
Okay,
There was
because,
some talk of changing that, but I believe that's,
Okay, because
other than
I would...
CAPC where 2 members already set.
Yeah, okay, well, I would apply for that CAPC position if it was available, because I think I can make some contribution there, but if I can't, okay, I won't.
Okay, I think it only allows for 2 of the council.
Right.
Is that correct? Okay, those are both filled. If nothing on any of the commission, committee, authority reports and expired terms, moves us on to public comments. Mr. Thorne? Yes, sir. Step up, please. Introduce yourself to the public. And
Thank you very much.
You
I
bet.
appreciate this opportunity. My name is Garrett Thorne. I want to speak to the point of this law, which you're, ordinance perhaps, considering about the length of the grass in the town and so on and so forth. You wouldn't know it to look at me, but I'm a senior, and before I was this age, I was a caregiver for my parents. And I'd like to present you someone who lives in this town, lives alone, who is a senior, who cares for his or her own lawn, goes in a hospital, nursing home, they flatten their back for a certain length of time. What bothers me about this, if I'm correct about an ordinance, is the $200 a day fine, which seems to me to be egregious, and the fact that it multiplies every single day. Now, I can present you quite a few cases where you could imagine someone being in a situation where they're out of touch with this situation, and this fine is mounting up. I just presented you one, a senior person, and so forth. Second case might be working couple, got a fantastic vacation plan. They're looking forward to it. He plans to cut the grass just before they go. All of a sudden, the boss says, "No, we need you over here for the next week." He's got to go out of town without getting the grass cut. Number 3 would be working mother, bunch of kids. A lot of towns, they have charities which fill backpacks up to feed the kids when they go home. They don't eat right when they go home. You've got people in this town who are working very hard who may not have the money to pay for that. I'm concerned about the $200 a day multiplying like this. That would be my only concern. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, it moves us into unfinished business. Number 1, discussion of ordinance for film industry tax incentive. Motion to discuss.
So moved. Second.
Floor is open. Sandy? Sandy Martin.
Yes, I'm Sandy Martin with the Arts Council. I'm basically here as a routine follow-up and to hear if there was any progress on Mr. Weaver's part as far as renewing the ordinance.
Did you get that?
Do you have a copy of this?
Would it come in your email in the last 2 hours, 3 hours?
You can keep that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I did not get this.
Okay.
Sandy,
Yes, sir.
what I would like to see, because I'm pretty naive about this, is like a scenario laid out of how, that it would work. Because I just don't have enough comprehension on it to. So you know what I mean? Where you could say, and run some dummy charges and.
I can give you the actuals. Christopher provided us with the actuals from for Crystal and War Eagle, so I can easily give you the exact ones, because I was going to also do that for CAPC.
Yeah. Okay.
But absolutely, I can give you actuals.
Yeah. Thank you. I need to see how it works.
Sure.
And then I think that you need to have your fella look at this and see if this is what he thinks, if he thinks it covers what, if Tim got everything in there like needs to be in there. Tim thinks
Okay.
he does, but
Okay.
again, it's,
I will be speaking to Christopher Crane tomorrow, so I will get this to him tonight, and we'll get back. Were there any glaring exceptions or anything that I should be aware of?
Basically, it was just reorganizing stuff and putting it in a way that I felt it made a little more logical sense, some of it. Most of it's in the same order it's in.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
Any further
Gotcha.
questions, Ms. Ellen?
Is there, I'm
Go ahead,
sorry,
Ms. Ellen.
you go ahead.
No, ma'am.
Oh.
I'll just say thank you.
Is there any sort of requirement that a certain amount of the film has to be shot within the city limits or just within Carroll County, or?
This is all city limits. Eureka Springs only
This is
city
all-
limits.
Okay,
right.
everything that happens has to
Right.
be, it's only the city limits. Oh,
Correct.
Okay.
And we also recommended, a minimum expenditure of $250,000 to be
Okay.
spent before they would even qualify. If somebody comes in with 100, they don't qualify for the rebate unless, one of you say, can we consider that for something
Okay.
reduced? But I don't see that happening. And we do already have 2 inquiries that are well over the $250,000.
Okay, well, that's cool. I know it's down here, but I thought I would bring it up because the people watching this on television, that's probably the first question they would ask.
Good question. Only
Yeah.
within the city limits and only pre-approved and post-approved expenditures after they have been paid.
Okay.
The way this is worded, Sandy, it says the production office must be located in the city limits of Eureka Springs, which I think that's what you're talking about. It's not really all the filming, because why not film out around the area, but use Eureka as the base and the production office location, because that's all we say there.
Well, the expenditures are within city limits.
yeah, it has
So
to
there
be
are two.
because that's all we collect tax on.
Right. So there are 2 elements there, Mr. Purkeypile. One is the production company, to be legitimate and film here, because they're usually long-term, needs to set up and rent offices in Eureka Springs. And then any expenditures that qualify for this rebate are only within city limits. They may indeed go somewhere else in Carroll County and get something that they can't get here, but that is not subject to the rebate.
Well, I don't mean get something, I mean film.
Right. Yeah, they can film anywhere.
A
But
lot of beautiful natural areas that aren't located right here in
yeah,
the city.
yeah, we don't want to restrict that.
Any further?
That's what I meant.
Okay, no further. Thank you, Sandy.
Great,
Appreciate
I will
it.
submit.
Okay. We'll, look at that one. Okay. 237 are postponed. Moves us to number 8, resolution temporarily moving alley from parks and allowing 1-year use. Motion to discuss.
So moved.
Second.
Floor is open.
I think something's attached here for us to pass, is it not? Resolution. I make a,
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'd
Yeah.
like to make a motion that we assign this resolution a number and read it. I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, stand by.
Resolution number will be 636. A resolution temporarily reclaiming alley between North Main Street and Hillside Avenue from the Parks Commission's authority and leasing a portion thereof. Whereas the City Council of Eureka Springs, Arkansas has been requested to allow a temporary structure to be erected on city property, and whereas the area where the structure would be constructed is now under control of the Parks Commission, and whereas the City Council finds it is in the best interest of the citizens of Eureka Springs to allow the construction. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Eureka Springs, Arkansas, that 1, the alley between North Main Street and Hillside Avenue that bisects properties owned by the Voyers family is hereby temporarily removed from the Parks Commission's authority until such time as the City Council shall determine the temporary structure is no longer needed. It shall then revert to the control of the Parks Commission. 2, that the city hereby agrees to lease an area of the alley of sufficient width to allow construction of an ADA-compliant walkway between the privately held properties of the Voyers family on either side of the alley. 3, said lease shall be for a period of 1 year unless extended by further action of the City Council. 4, the city shall lease the property for a sum of $1 per year on the condition that the lessor shall be responsible for construction, maintenance, and removal of the structure. 5, the lessor shall be responsible for returning the property to its original condition when the lease shall expire. 6, the lessor shall agree to hold the city harmless for any damages or claims that may arise as a result of the lease or of the structure.
Discussion? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'd like to thank Mr. Weaver for drafting this. I think it's important that we serve and assist our citizens as we can in this manner. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, moves us out of old business into, or unfinished business into new business, which would be Ms. Schneider's edition of discussion protocol. Motion to discuss.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Floor is open. Ms. Schneider.
Okay, over the last several months, we have had quite a few really heated topics going on that have severely involved our local citizenry. And while we get paid to have them come and scream, yell, holler at us to make their point, other citizens and department heads and whatnot do not. And I would like to have us agree, in whatever legal fashion we may need to, that when we're having public comment, rudeness, meanness, whatever, aimed at anyone other than just the council, needs to be curtailed. I mean, we have had neighbors screaming at neighbors and calling names. We've had our department heads attacked. We've had a lot of stuff going on that we're the ones in these chairs that get paid to take this and listen and deal, not the citizenry and not the department heads. So I would like whatever it is we have to do so when this starts at the mic, we can stop it, meaning preferably the mayor. But we need to curtail it, and even though it is freedom of speech, it is not freedom of mean. Can we do something like this? Or is it just an agreement that the mayor will sit on them?
To limit what they want to say and how they say it is difficult. It's not impossible without treading on their freedom of speech rights. To limit them, though, honestly, the best method thereby is what we allow through general laws of the state of Arkansas. The people sitting at this table who have placed themselves on ballots to be elected to the positions place themselves in a position of vulnerability to be having things said about them. Those other people do not. And when things are said about those other people, those are actionable at law. And those people, if they feel truly offended or truly brought up on, have a recourse outside this council. Now, I think the council can certainly, or the mayor could be certainly cognizant of when they say things of that nature and point out to them that that is not what this forum is about. But to actually try to stop their speech unless they are using vulgarities, which the FCC won't allow us to broadcast, can get into pretty sticky ground.
So we can't just have a council agreement of appropriateness?
Well,
Like I said, we can be screamed at, but we shouldn't have two neighbors screaming at each other or screaming at one of our department heads for doing their job.
If they're screaming at each other in the room, that's certainly disorderly conduct, and we can put a stop to that.
Well,
the mayor can
screaming might be an exaggeration, but you know what I mean.
or saying fighting words.
Stop
You
yelling
don't
at him.
You don't have
Yeah.
to. But I think that we're, if we go much beyond stopping them from actually saying fighting words or vulgarities, and actually were to say we're shutting off the mic, we're we're getting into content that may be improper.
So we can't.
Telling them or warning them, hey, you're getting beyond where is appropriate, I think is fine.
Okay, well, and that's what I'm talking about. If we can agree that the mayor can say, tone it down, cool it, calm down, whatever, that's okay.
And if they don't want to, then it's actionable by the person that they're attacking.
If they happen to be in the same room.
Well, it's still actionable because this is being broadcast to the public.
Okay. So
There's
what
a-
do
there's
we
a
need to
record
do?
of it.
At this point, do we need to
I don't
just
think
verbally agree? Is there anything we do, or
I don't think
just
there's
let the
anything
mayor
passed.
know, hey, sit on them?
When did this happen? Or
This has happened several times, and it's getting way out of hand. We've
Oh,
had
I'm
such sensitive stuff
not
going
aware
on
of
for
it.
months.
I don't remember it. I mean, I don't know what we're talking about here. That's why
Did I miss a meeting?
No.
I don't
later.
remember it.
Mr. Mitchell.
I think the decorum and the tone in a meeting is set and under the control of the chairperson of that meeting. And I don't see that council needs to be making statements other than the chairperson is responsible for the decorum at the meeting. And they need to do the job that they're sitting in the chair to do. And that seems to work.
Well, it hasn't, because we all believe in freedom of speech. We fight for that, we stand for that, but if none of us know that someone, meaning the mayor, can say, please tone it down, we aren't going to do it.
Yes, sir.
I think the mayor has done a fine job of running the meetings and
Running the meetings,
and
yeah.
well, then that's what he does, and I haven't seen, or I don't recall anything that he hasn't curtailed. If it was,
There's been times
I
I
don't-
wanted
I don't
to say
remember-
something to calm down and didn't
I don't
think
remember
that
any
it was-
anger or anything,
I had the
yeah.
right.
But, and I think that's why you leave it with the chairperson, because I think we would each have our own
I mean,
tolerance
that's
level,
that's his job.
and or any chair of any commission.
The one sure way to find out is try it, and if we wind up in federal court over it, then we know we were wrong. I mean, really, that's
I'm gonna come across
That's
that table.
okay. Not that would be the only way. Trial by fire. If you limit their freedom of speech, if you sit here and tell them you can't say that, period, then you're limiting their freedom of speech.
See, that's why I'm asking this. There's
Yeah.
got to be a way we can tell them
For 3
their
minutes,
actions are
I think
inappropriate.
for 3 minutes apiece, I think we can tolerate.
Well, and even during
Short of
issues
an act of physical
on
violence,
the agenda,
yeah.
even stuff on the agenda when we've had
Yeah.
opposing parties,
Okay.
it has gotten really heated, and they need to understand you can scream at us, but you can't be mean to each other.
Okay, well, there again, the judge would be the one to make that decision, and if it needs dealing with, then I'll deal with
Have
it.
I ever been screamed at?
I'm sorry.
Have I ever been screamed at? I don't
I don't
remember.
think so.
Not here.
Okay.
Not that you
Any
Okay,
further on this
thank
one?
you.
All right,
just,
thank
I
you.
needed clarification.
All right, that
I've
moves us
screamed
out
at
of
people, but yeah.
that moves us out of new business into agenda setting. Mr. DeVito's out. Mr. McClung.
There was the deal in the paper the other day, and I don't know that this is really agenda setting, but it was about the recommendations for the city for the the parking lot up there in front of Fatima's place, and the arches over the stairs, and
Oh, the way it used to be.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then and the part I really liked that they recommended was crosswalks at every one of where the steps came down, which I really think is a great idea. And so,
Sure it is. If the city, the state allows it on their highway.
well, that's I'm just it'd be nice to get all those done. But that's not really agenda setting. I don't.
Okay.
I'm just spouting off.
We caught you the other 36 times. No. All right. Mr. Mitchell.
No, nothing.
Mr. Purkeypile.
Nothing, thank you.
Ms. Schneider.
Nope.
Ms. Eller.
I'm not aware of a workshop date.
May 14.
May
9
14th.
a.m.
May 14th?
How about the other one?
Both of them are May 14, 9 a.m. here.
Oh, they both are?
Water
Well, then maybe
and
I
yard.
just don't have it on my calendar. Okay. Okay. No, I don't have anything for the agenda.
Next will be council comments. Mr. McClung.
Yeah, I was going to mention something about the crosswalks.
Was you?
Oh, that's thought I'd throw that out there. Other than that,
You want to put
that's
that
it.
on the agenda for discussion?
No, I don't think. we
Okay,
need to.
thank you, sir. Mr. Mitchell.
No, sir.
Mr. Purkeypile.
Yes, I'd like to tell everybody that Mr. McClung will be at the Lamp Box every Saturday night. No, I would like to say that we had a great carving in the Ozarks this year. This is the final year that the current group will be operating it and organizing it. David Blankenship will continue organizing the carvers, and I believe the volunteer fire department, Mayor, is that correct? Those guys have voted to continue on with that particular
That is my understanding.
festival. So that should
As a
be a lot of
fundraiser.
fun next year too, as well. It's amazing to go out there and see those guys carve with those chainsaws and the different tools and attachments they have on them. It's really a lot of fun. A lot of good food, a lot of good times.
Yes, it was.
And I'd like to thank the mayor
Yes.
for first time this year. I invited him, and he was my sous chef.
Oh, there's your good.
Crip, crip, yeah. Hey, you know when it comes to groceries, it can't just. Yeah, okay.
Do we have any video of that ever? Did we ever do any video of that? That's too bad. Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't think there was any video made. I know there was a lot of stills made. Gentleman from Kettle Campground.
But you're mentioning
Barker.
Yeah.
how they do it and the tools. That would make a really cool video.
Okay, Ms. Schneider.
Not this time, amazingly enough.
Ms. Zeller?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. One thing I have is a list of announcements of upcoming events. May the 3rd is, yes, and we're almost in May. These first 4 months have actually flown by. Before I do this, let's keep our prayers for all the folks in Mayflower and Vilonia. I guess they got hammered. I mean, Mayflower wasn't that big to start with, and from the aerial views of it, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot left. So everybody that was involved in any of the tornadoes over this weekend, let's keep them in our prayers and thoughts, okay? As far as local events, May the 3rd is Outrageous Parade at 6 p.m. May the 4th is EUREKA Movie Classic in the auditorium. 7 p.m. is State Fair. I think Pat Boone was in that, wasn't he? I think he was.
Don't ask
Is that a
me.
yes? Is that an affirm? Okay.
He knows.
Cool. See, I'm really old. I remembered that. Okay. May the 10th, music in the Basin Park, Basin Spring Park, 5 to 7 p.m. May the 10th, the 4th Annual Spring Art and Craft Show at Pine Mountain Village. And Ozarks Chorale concert at the auditorium on May the 10th. I'm assuming that'll be a Saturday night. May the 11th is Happy Mother's Day. And May the 11th is John Two Hawks Mother's Day concert at the auditorium. Anything else? We'll give the city, give the council, anybody else? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We're done.
Okay, we're going to challenge Mary.